Hi, everybody. Uh, this is Jennifer. I am with Nancy Bond Insurance Services, and we're the ELEA Benefits Administrators. This is a call today to show you the new website called Zywave. It's our new HR online platform. In the past, we have had the website called hr360.com that your membership gives you access to. So we have many years of experience navigating HR360, and now with this new website, Zywave, I wanted to make sure I could show you the ins and outs of the system so that you could get familiar with it as HR360 transitions to Zywave. Just a little bit of a history. HR360, the site we are leaving, HR360 was built by HR professionals and attorneys to be an online database of details that can support your organizations. That platform had a lot of really good information. We've used it for many, many years. And a few years ago, HR360 was bought by a company called Zywave. And Zywave is a platform that provides many benefits for many small organizations, including the same resources as HR360. And as of March 1st, Zywave is discontinuing HR360, disabling that website entirely, absorbing all the same information onto its own website. And so we're now accessing your HR portal that comes with your ELEA membership through Zywave's website. And so I'd like you to think about this change as a very, very small one. I mean, just specifically, you have access to the same information on Zywave as you had on hr360.com. It's just that now it's a different URL, a different website to access, and a new way to find all the same information. So it just looks like it's a new site, but there's, we'll learn it. And it's really, really simple because we know what we're looking for. We have experience on HR360. We know the benefits that it gives us. And if you don't, if this is all new to you, then you're going to love the HR platform that we have. So either way, this is a really good resource that provides good support. We don't have, most of our organizations, we don't have a paid HR staff member that's all they do. We don't have, being small organizations, we don't have that's a hybrid role. Maybe you as the directors of your schools and centers are doing that same, having the same responsibilities as an HR person would. So this is a website that can provide that backup for you. It is written by HR attorneys and professionals. It will update you on state laws. I'll go through all of the benefits right now and show you on the Zywave platform. Today, we're going to be navigating the new site. I'm going to just show you where to find all the same information that we accessed on the former platform. So for one more note about accessing Zywave, for those of you with an active hr360.com account now, all of those accounts have merged over to Zywave. And a new email has been sent out in the last 2 weeks with requesting a new password to be set. So if you did not receive that and you would like to receive a login, or if you never were on the HR360 platform and you want a Zywave login, please send me an email. That's jennifer@nancybondinsurance.com. So send me an email letting me know your name, your title, the name of your church or school, and the city, state where you are located. And I'll send you that invite and its instructions to click through to go to the Zywave website to set up your account. That includes just setting a new password. It's very basic. Check spam for that invite as well. Now, in some situations, just a quick note, that link that I send you for the Zywave invite, that link may expire. So if that happens, if you click through and it says link expired, just send me another email and I'll set it up again for you. So that'll be sorted out. All right, I'm going to share my screen because I want to show you now the Zywave website. And I will share my screen right now. Okay, here you'll find the homepage of the Zywave website. Now, when you get your email inviting you to Zywave, it will send you straight to the login screen. You type in your username on the first screen, and then you type in your password. There's no need to show you that. It's just the same kind of login account screening that we all have to go through. And so this is the homepage where you will land when you're logged in. So I wanted to kind of run through the first thing that I like to do is, you may access HR 360 if you have maybe just a burning question or something that came up from your school board or church council. Somebody asking a question, hey, I've got this question and we need to find out what state law applies to this. Or, we're having a scenario with an employee. We need to give a performance review for an employee, but we don't really know how to conduct that besides just, writing down what the issues are. So, if you have a question and you want to just get straight to the search bar, this homepage has a lot of details, but at the very beginning, or at the very top of the screen, you're going to see this search bar right here. And so I'm going to just type in, say it's performance review. You type in any topic and it will, and I'm going to click search here, generate the options, all these things that will show you their details about performance reviews. Some of them are for download. There are performance appraisals, employee review checklists. So this is what the website has when we type in the keyword performance review. So another keyword could be, let's say does family and medical leave, FEMLA, apply to us? Type in FMLA, the family leave, who is covered by FEMLA. I want to maybe view one of these options. The Family and Medical Leave Act requires certain employers to provide some employees with unpaid job protective leave due to certain family and medical reasons. Which employers must offer FMLA? Employers with 50 or more employees for at least 20 work weeks in the current or prior calendar year. And then if you click more for information, it sends you to the actual department website for FEMLA. But here we're finding it does not apply to us. So, now we have our quick answer. So this search function is, I like to see, it's often the very first thing I try when I have a topic in mind. But from there, I just wanted to show you a part of, so if I click home, I go straight back to that site. And you can see here on the top right, it has my name and where I work. And at the left, it's my logo. And you can do those kinds of things too, if you want to. It's a full account where you can kind of build it to make it look very pleasing to the eye. But your main use for this is going to just go straight to the content. So I want to go to content library right here. And you know how on hr360.com, for reference, there was a banner at the top that had different features. It was discipline and termination, state laws, and it was a horizontal view at the very top with drop downs on each. This is the same idea, the same information, just vertical and to the left. Discipline and termination, employee benefits, healthcare reform, human resources, recruitment and hiring, reference center, and state laws. And so, let's just go straight to, say, discipline and termination. And it loads all the same information as the former site had. Termination steps, checklist COBRA, if that applies to you, how to communicate employee resignations. Let's load something. It has a little article here. And this is written by an HR professional. How to communicate employee resignations, whom to notify, what to communicate, developing a transition plan, how to alert clients. And in terms of clients, your clients are your parents or your church members. So, this is a really good tool or an outline to help you know when, especially when an employee resigns, things aren't really feeling very clear. It may be a little confusing, the steps to take. So this is a nice tool to load here so you can have some guidance. Employment at will, exit interviews. Are you doing exit interviews? So this is really nice. It has a little video, the purpose of an exit interview. So I wanted to show you this specific part. So content library is to find the same kind of main sections of the website where you can access all the content. From there, there are what we call toolbox applications. And toolbox applications, it's basically all of the apps and programs that are a part of this Zywave site. This is similar to what HR 360 had. I'm going to click on compliance apps, HR apps, notices over here, and LMS, handbooks, hotline. On HR apps first, it will populate all of the list of apps that they have. The custom job description builder, it will help you make kind of the most complete job description so your employees can kind of know exactly what to expect. Employee cost calculator, where you add up all of the expenses that an employee incurs to come to the true gross total, not just the wages, but after workers' comp and any benefits and taxes, so say you're paying an employee $30,000, maybe after all of the additional incurred costs, it's $35,000. There's an enrollment booklet builder, HR self-assessment tool. This is a nice one because it can help you kind of evaluate your company's practices and policies. What are we doing? It's a checklist that we can go through, and I'll actually do that in a couple minutes. Walk through the self-assessment tool so that you can kind of see what we're doing. Are we kind of above average or below average for HR practices? The questions will kind of show you all the things that you may want to consider doing, adding in as a procedure to beef up your HR, the HR practices that your organization has. In-person interview question builder, a performance review builder, phone interview question, the same as in person, salary benchmarking. So this is where to find that same process that HR 360 had, where you can generate a report that shows the going rates for certain positions. They have over 800 positions that can populate. So say you want to look up, what's the salary for a teacher's aide for early childhood ages in my area, and it will show you the above and average and below average, the hourly rate for pay for that kind of position, and it will show you your local, state, and the nation's average rates for that. So that's really, really neat. And I know a lot of your ELEA members have been using that feature. So this is where to find it here under HR apps, or again, you could go to the very top and search salary benchmarking and sample job descriptions. This is a good one. Total compensation statement builder. This one is like, I'll scroll back up to the top. This one is like the employee cost calculator, except it helps you be able to present to your employees the total compensation that they are receiving through their job at your organization. It's personalized. There are a couple versions of a report that kicks out at the end to show where you can kind of sit down with your employee and show them all of the rates or wages that go, or compensation that goes into their pay, that it's not just their hourly, after all the taxes and employee benefits and PTO perhaps, or vacation or sick pay, shows the total compensation out the door. So that's very helpful there. I'd like to go next to compliance apps. Compliance apps is exactly as it describes, helps you with complying with anything that is applied to you. There's ACA reporting. If you are subject to the ACA, you probably already know. But at a certain threshold, I believe you have to have 50 or more employees where you're obligated to offer group medical. If you are, you can use this for your ACA reporting. This is neat too, Compliance Poster Builder. You can download and print off federal and state posters that apply to you. You know, in our staff break rooms or in, they call it conspicuous places, we have to post a bunch of posters and notices that the employees can see about their rights, which always differ by state and even sometimes by city and region. So this is a nice way to be able to see the posters that do apply to you that by law you must post for all staff. Federal Poster Advisor, similar. FMLA Advisor, again, if you have 50 or more employees. And this may not apply as much to you folks, the multi-state law comparison tool that's available, but that doesn't apply typically to you. And then next, here are more notices. This is an additional set of compliance posters. If you do have group medical, a health plan compliance calendar, a compliance notice builder, where you build the compliance notices to meet compliance deadlines. This is mostly just health insurance. COBRA notices, if COBRA applies. So this is a section you may use a little or less frequently if these don't apply to you. So next to the left, just going down from top to bottom, we've got LMS. And what LMS stands for is Zywave Learning, LMS, Learning Management System. Learning Management System. Now, this is not, this is my list where I've built for our clients and our organizations that we help. But I wanted to show you the course catalog. These are basically learning tools where you can do trainings and it can kind of help support your organizations. You can have employees watch these, or maybe it's just for your management or supervisors or your leadership. But there are, many topics. General workplace safety. Here's some hiring and termination. So this is the section where you can find a lot of the same or similar videos that HR 360 had. And so, yeah, workplace active shooter training, fire safety, ergonomics, diversity and ethics, cybersecurity, which is really important, coronavirus prevention and response. And here's a search a course title right here, but staying safe for work, remote employees, let's see, general workplace safety. And this is a new set of videos that I think might help. The workplace harassment and violence. And I'll just load the California one. In the state of California and in many other states, as of, I believe, 2 or 3 years ago, we had to start giving our employees sexual harassment prevention training by law. And so this is right here is the course that will satisfy the requirement. So you could log on, go to LMS, go to this course catalog, and you can have your employees all sit together and do the 60-minute required training. So yeah, it meets the California's content requirements for the employee-specific training. They also have the supervisors one, which is down below here. They have it in Spanish too, which is great. Here's the one for managers. So employees have a 1-hour requirement in California, and managers have a 2-hour requirement. So this can satisfy that. So after they go through the whole entire video, at the end, it gets a certificate you can download and keep in the employee's file. So this has some trainings that are mandatory for you to take that you could get from other sources, but this comes free to you all through your ELEA membership. So it has some compliance videos like this, but in other cases, it just has some general topics that might be of interest. Let's see. Yeah, let's go to hiring and termination. These are some videos, how to hire the best employees, successful termination techniques for managers. So I really like these little features. If you just feel like you want to watch a video in the, maybe behind the scenes or on the side as you get other work done. So this can be a nice support tool as well. You'll notice that when I clicked on LMS right here, it loaded the Zywave learning system in a new tab. And I'll close that here. It loaded that and it's in an entirely new tab. And you'll see that some features will do that and some it just loads within the actual one tab that you're on. So if you find you're clicking through and it's not loading that next tab, check your pop-up blockers because it essentially will load and pop up into another tab. So that's something to watch for. And then here's just additional features. Here is and it pops up in a new tab. Here's our employee handbook builder. So this is really neat. This is another feature that HR 360 had, where you can go through a workflow where you build your employee handbook. You'll need to know your current practices. You'll need to know how, what makes full-time. Is it 35 hours? Is it 40 hours? You'll need to have a list of all the benefits that you provide. And this should be loading here, but it's not. When it does, it will have a workflow where you type in the name of your organization and the address, and you go screen by screen in a workflow to build your details into the system. And then at the end, you click a button and you download your handbook itself. It's in Word. You can download it as a PDF too. I like to download it in Word and then edit from there because it may populate some wording. You can, here's the list, but let me just show you. Nancy Bond Insurance Services, view handbooks. So here's where you can view handbooks you've already built. And let's see. This is my access, but you'll have a button that will say start a new handbook for you to do that from scratch for yourself. So I really like that tool. You have through your login, you won't see this on your end, but it is coming soon. You'll see here where I'm pointing out the HR hotline. Now, what this is briefly, it is an unlimited human resources or HR hotline for you to ask any questions of an actual HR professional. So the Zywave company has employed HR professionals to be on call. There's a chat feature and there's also a way for you to just email in a question. But say you're having a problem with an employee, you want to make sure that you're doing the right thing. Or maybe you're not sure how to set up an employee file. You just want to talk to somebody. You can always call my office. We are not HR professionals, but we can lead you to your information. We have a lot of experience on how to connect you with the answers. But for actual guidance, this is something that we're considering building out for our organizations, and we are going to announce further details later. But if you have questions, contact the ELEA office about that. But I just wanted to point out, you're probably seeing HR hotline here, and when you log in, you won't yet see access. So I went through how to find all the information on this on the left-hand side here, how to find all the same details as before through your HR 360. There's, I want to try out one of the HR apps to show you, but before I do, I wanted to tell you, you can always ask my office, send me an email or call us with questions. So my email address is jennifer@nancybondinsurance.com. The phone number is 1-800-685-4519. And you can ask us your questions about navigating the site. You may also, if you want to, I wanted to point out, need help You can also send that request to Zywave. Hey, I'm having trouble finding such and such. You click need help and you go to the help site. You can contact the Zywave support. They have a phone number for you to access. Here's some guided steps, some walkthroughs, and then Zywave University. It's kind of their user based website where you can kind of go through and find some FAQs from other users. So that's here's where to find additional support as a backup to you. Okay, so now let's get into I wanted to do the total compensation statement builder. I think a lot of you have experience in the salary benchmarking from the former site. This is an important one to try, but I feel like that one's very, very simple. And it's really, I think, yeah, we've got experience in that one. So let's do something that I think many of us haven't done before. I'm going to launch the total compensation statement builder. All right. And there are two ways we can go through this process. The total compensation statement builder, that will help you generate a statement, again, that shows the total compensation that an employee has while working for you, not just their hourly wage, but all the other compensation and costs associated. So you can do a couple things. You can upload what is sort of like a census. This Excel template file is one way you can put all the data on this template and then upload it right here to the actual website. And then you can click next and it will populate all of that information onto the next screens. And then it will get you a faster answer. It will help you load a report person by person in a PDF or in Word that shows charts and graphs, and it will show you the total. So I want to load this right here. Let's see, do I have to share it? I believe I do. I'm sharing this for you. So there are two sheets or little tabs on this template. Here, this one is the directions for filling out the data. And you'll see down at the bottom, there's a sheet that says My Data. And you type in the employee's first name, last name. The scroll at the bottom will help you go left and right to ask you all the information. Their annual salary, taxable wages. Now, commission doesn't typically apply. Overtime pay and bonus, if it is known. Here are the fields that you can put in their insurance premium if you have employee benefits. And then you scroll to the right, workers' comp. You'd get your workers' comp rate from your workers' compensation policy. So if you have early childhood educators or aides, that you would go to your workers' comp policy and you'd go to your class code, they call it, and you can find your rate, the rate of pay, the rate that's applied to the payroll to come to your premium. So that is a benefit. It's a mandated benefit, but that is an employee benefit. Any unemployment, the 401k if you have, or profit sharing, I mean. And then you go through any tuition if you pay for tuition, training, vacation, holiday, sick leave, jury service, any other membership or compensation that's built in. And then once you're done, you hit save. I'm going to close this now. I'm going to now share again, go back to the Zywave site. So here's the site again, you upload it and then it can show you the report, or you can just do it person by person. And you will still need all the same information. So this is where you say employee, test subject, anywhere, let's say test subject, testing. All right, so total compensation statement as of this date, you can upload your organization's logo, upload a signature, You can say, do you want to include employee contributions? Yes or no. I'll click no just to keep it simple. Click next. And then you go, here's a cover page. I'm very pleased to present your total compensation statement. Your benefit package represents a significant addition to your cash compensation. Each year, we make significant contributions towards your personal benefits. It's an important component of total compensation. So this is the cover letter. I'll click next. And this is where you would type in all the information that will then generate at the end a report. Let's say the annual salary is $45,000, no commission, no overtime pay, no bonus. I'm just going to keep this really simple. Taxable wages, let's say that's $45,000. Benefits, let's say there's maybe $20 a month for dental and maybe $9 a month is employer paid for vision. Maybe you do offer just a little bit of that. If it is employee paid, you wouldn't want to put this here because the employee is paying for it. So this is really just the cost or what's involved in what the employer is paying for the employee. Workers' comp, let's say the rate is $3.50 for every $100 of payroll. It pre-fills in Social Security and Medicare. It will, based on the state where you're logged on, it will populate additional taxes and the information that applies. If there is any retirement benefits, work life, I'll just scroll down all of this. Paid time off. Let's say vacation, holidays, sick leave, jury service, other PTO. Let's say there are 10 days per year accrued for vacation. Or maybe we'll do 5 vacation and 5 sick. If you wanted to, you could put, if you have like a joint PTO for both vacation and sick pay, you could put that in other leave and then just relabel it on the document when you're done. So it summarizes all of these things we pre-filled. And these are annual figures now. So it took the monthly and it calculated for insurance. It's $348 per year that you are paying as an employer towards their compensation. The total, $50,407.50 per year. We started with, I'm scrolling back to the top, $45,000. So now I'm going back to the bottom. I'm going to click next. And this is the sample of what populates. So it loads this as a sample document. Click next. You can change the coloring if you want. Now, here are the different formats. You can have the template show different views. So this is just an example of what it looks like. Let's say template 2 is good. Let's generate and download that. I'm going to open that and it will be a PDF for you. All right. So it's now showing this document, total compensation for test subject. Here's the cover letter. Here are these charts. So this is really nice. You can sit down and show your employee, hey, this is the set of all of the benefits that we want you to make sure that you have. It's important that we be transparent and we can show you all of the details about your compensation. So this is really nice. I'm going to go back out of this one, go back into HR apps and show you one last app feature. Let's do the HR self-assessment tool. This is a really nice one. Okay. So on HR self-assessment tool, I'll just read this off. The guide has 6 modules. And after you go through all the questions, and you can, cut out certain questions and not answer certain topics. So this is, for general purposes, it will help you get like a good visual of maybe some gaps in your HR practices that you may need to work on. And this is actually a really good report to go bring back to your school board or church council to say, hey, this is what HR professionals are saying we need to do to strengthen our human resources department, which will just improve our HR so that we can help our employees and make things be really clear. So here are the modules: HR management practices. I'm going to just click on all of them. Recruitment, safety, training, development. And then from here, we can choose some questions. Maybe we don't want to do safety. Maybe we're really good already on that. Let's do employee classifications, compensation, and benefits, and let's do HR management practices. So I've just check marked all of these by going like that. So that's going to all populate. So there are questions related to these keywords that will come next. All right, so it's by check marking those two sections, we're going to have 60 questions. We're not going to go through that right now, but I just want to show you there are 1 of 7 pages where we can answer these questions. And as we answer them, even the question will help us know right away the things that we need to improve. Does your company formally document its human resources processes? Maybe, let's say most. Are I-9 forms completed for all new employees within 3 business days of the first day of work for pay? Let's say we're good at that always. Sometimes that's pretty obvious that we just know that as a practice. How does your company stay informed of current laws relevant to your workplace? You know, maybe you're saying we honestly learn about new laws only when a problem arises, you know, with respect to that particular matter. And then now we can see what other options are. Maybe we've got an actual designated HR person here, or maybe we subscribe to newsletters, bulletins, and advisories, or an outside party, or maybe we even go on this website. All right, so does your company have a policy outlining the proper maintenance of employee personnel files? So is there a policy for actually maintaining the personnel files? We'll say no to this one. Does your policy on personal files differentiate between items that go in the regular versus confidential? Nope. Are the company's human resources policies, practices reviewed on a regular basis to make sure they're effective and compliant? Let's say every 1 to 2 years we do that. Do employees have access to the company's written human resources policies and procedures? Now, let's say most employees have access to our policies and procedures. That's about that transparency question. Does your employee or does your company maintain current functional job descriptions that accurately describe the responsibilities and requirements of each position? Let's say all on that. You know, as we go through, and you know, at the very end, it will analyze our answers and then tell us at the end exactly what we should be doing. And you know, maybe there are so many things to do, we're unclear of what to do with very limited time and a lot of stress. And so maybe I find this to be a really good way to get a visual, and then you can make a plan. You know, maybe month by month, or maybe quarter by quarter, you add in one additional process that this guide will give you. At the end, that document that's generated, you know, we're not going to see that today because we're not going to go through all those questions. But this is just a really helpful tool that I want to show you. So with all of these features here, give it a try, log on to Zywave, see if you've got any questions or test it out and see if there are some things that you're not finding that you knew you had access to before on HR 360. Send me a note, send me your feedback about the website. And I mean, over just a short, quick time, we'll have updated and had this practiced. So this is going to be really easy to use. And I think you'll have a lot of success with it, just as we did with HR 360. Going back to the homepage, we're going to just see our all of the same features here, but it'll say all the apps we recently used. Here's the HR self-assessment tool, quick to find, and the total compensation statement builder. And down below, here are those content library features that are available right here as well. So I am so happy to have been able to show you this new website. I'm going to stop the sharing. I'm going to do that right now. So I just wanted to thank you all for joining in and checking out the site with me. And again, we're here as a support. and hope you all have a really great week. And yeah, call us if you need anything. Call the ELEA office. And for the Zywave website or benefits, you can contact Nancy Bond Insurance. I'm Jennifer Bond. Thank you for joining.